Medical Intuitive Insights with your host, Dr. Gloria Warren, is a program that presents topics on medical intuition, holistic opportunities outside of mainstream society, and scientific research as applied today. Topics range from online intuitive readings to interviews unveiling alternative healing modalities and discussing them with inspirational leaders. Dr. Warren is the bridge within holistic arts while stressing the balance between the spiritual and physical self. So now, please welcome the host of Medical Intuitive Insights, Dr. Gloria Warren.
Have you ever wondered why your body aches when your heart is heavy? What if every symptom in your body was a way of speaking to you? And what if healing meant listening instead of fixing? Welcome to Medical Intuitive Insights. I'm Dr. Gloria, and today we'll journey into one of the most profound truths of healing. Our mind and body are not separate instruments, but one intricate, connected symphony. Hence today's topic, the Symphony Within, the mind-body connection with Lana. Exploring how thoughts, trauma, and emotions echo through every organ and how harmony can be restored through science and spirit. Are you living a testament to this truth? Has your body been signaling distress, though many organ imbalances, emotional fatigue, and physical pain? Together, we'll explore how Lana's complex situation is an interaction between the mind, body, and communication within. We're here today to assist you, our viewers, and increase your power and energy and self-sustainability by understanding the positive truths to the negative societal situation. The body speaks. Every organ holds a voice. The liver stores anger and unresolved resentment. The heart echoes grief or love denied. The gut often processes what the mind cannot digest, our fears, our resistance, our boundaries. Please welcome today our patient Lana. We're here today to assist you, our viewers, and she's going to help us in our discussions as well as be our patient today for a mini session. In Lana's case, multiple systems are calling for attention. When several organs speak at once, it isn't a coincidence. It's a chorus asking for harmony. The first step isn't to silence the symptoms, but to listen. Well, hello, Lana. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm very well, thank you.
You're very well. Well, I'm just letting you know we're going to do this is to our audience, we're going to do a mini medical intuitive reading today on Lana. And she basically wants to know, what was it you told me? Tell me something I don't know. I think that was what you said. You just,
Exactly.
she's such an open mind and she just wants to know, what don't I know? How can I get to know this even more and then figure out what to do? I mean, it's so good when people are like that because she wants to listen to the body, but sometimes it's hard, especially when it's yourself. I know when I get sick or something's wrong, I have to call my daughter. I'm like, okay, I can't think. Help me here. And she'll say, what are your symptoms?
Sure.
And then she'll tell me what to do. Right. So like Lana, I should be able to help you, but myself, it's a different story. And that's where I come in. I try to help people because sometimes when you're just not feeling good, you need a little help from the outside, somebody to help you. So in this case, Lana today, and we will do as many people as we can. Today, Lana, because she's on my show, she doesn't have to pay anything. It's free. Not that it matters much to her, but if you want to be on the show, we are looking for a few adventurous people to be on this show and be a patient for a medical intuitive reading. So with the medical intuitive reading, she also gets a phone call later. I try to do a lot before the show so that when we're on the show, we can keep going and keep up a good pace. So initially, she sent me some photographs of herself, and I looked those over, I think when she first sent them to me, which was more than a week ago. And then I looked them over again last night to refresh my memory and my notes, and found a couple other little things. And then I will also call her after the show and continue this session so that she has a little more enlightenment and ways to heal. So now you know the process. I get pictures about a week before, and then I try to align the topic for the patient. Sometimes it's not too easy to do, but we try to do our best here. And I really reach out. If you're an expert and you'd like to be on the show, please let me know, and I will try to match you up with a patient, and then we can work together to help somebody. So, Lana, what I'm going to do is a verbal HIPAA release. And basically, I'm just going to ask you here, right here on the air, live, do you grant your permission for me to talk about your medical, health, spiritual situation here on this show, which will also be on reruns?
Yes, I do.
Great. And keep it in mind, if anyone wants to be on the show and do what Lana is doing today, if it's something very, very private, I'm not going to bring that up on the show. I mean, I do have a heart. So, but that's something I would bring up to Lana later on, if she wanted to talk about it. So, our bodies, though, are whisper long before they shout. And when we learn to listen to those whispers, healing begins. Stay with me, though. We are going to take a commercial break, and you are watching Medical Intuitive Insights, and I am your host, Dr. Gloria Warren, and Dr. Gloria is fine. If you'd like to comment, please comment. Our topic today, of course, is the Symphony Within, the mind-body connection. So stay with us. We'll be right back, and we will be discussing how the mind translates those whispers into thoughts and how it becomes chemistry within our bodies. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Mike Zorek, a three-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a six-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2/3, and 2/4. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorek, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorek has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of the Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on the Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Welcome back to Medical Intuitive Insights. Before the break, we spoke about the body's whispers, how every organ holds a voice and how they're connected. Now let's do a medical intuitive reading on Lana. Hello, Lana.
Hi.
So I did tell you that I went through your photographs. I did start writing things down here. I'm going to probably be adding that all in. And
Okay.
I don't know, it's there. So after the show, I will text you a photograph of this sheet, and there's more that also is involved. I will text you. So if there's any recommendations too, I can text those recommendations, specific supplements, or anything like that. And
Okay.
let's move forward. Huh? All right. So I did not want to know anything about Lana before the show, and now here's what happened. I started looking at her photographs. Now I don't show photographs on the show. Maybe I will in the future, but right now I'm not. I want to respect the privacy of the individuals. So when I first looked at Lana's photographs, I noticed blood oxygen was very low. So, I mean, I wish I could take her oxygen level. I do not have something that I can do on the internet for that. So it is what it is. And I'm going to Lana's photographs right now just so I can pull them up and have them in front of me while we're talking. Yes. So I noticed a lot of things, but I wanted to try to seek out specifics. So I did find some problem areas in the heart, lungs, the gastrointestinal, arthritic situation, lacking certain nutrients, and lymph nodes. I mean, the list went on and on. So I don't want you to get scared about that. This is more, everything's working in sync, and it's a matter of where the problem is that's causing all these other problems. So blood oxygen. This I don't know if you know about, but I am seeing in your heart a cyanotic heart disorder. And that is, it's more of a, it causes a low oxygen level and can create other problems in all of your organs, all the different organs, whether it's gastrointestinal, whether it's lungs. I do definitely see it in the heart. It's very mild. So you're very fortunate, because a lot of people that have this, it's actually a birth defect, but it's very mild. A lot of people that have this have much worse circumstance, and definitely they don't usually live very long. You know, they can usually they're major problems by the time they're in their 50s. Your lungs, though, I do see a lung disorder. The lungs are not large enough for your body weight. There's a direct connection between body weight, lung size, and lifespan. I'm just letting you know, research has proven this time and time again. And the concern of mine here, I'm just going to put down too small, but there's more to it than that. Let me look at your full body, and I will, yeah, get your full body. Could you take a deep, let's see if I can get a better picture of you here. I'll just have to enlarge it. Can you take a deep breath? Breathe all the way out and breathe all the way in. All right. All the way out again. All the way in. All right. Try not to move your shoulders, and do it one more time.
Let me sit up straight. Maybe that
Oh,
will
that
help.
would be great. That would be great.
I'm
Oh,
leaning up
that's-
against the recliner. So
I know. It's so comfortable, though, isn't it?
it is. Okay.
I miss my recliner. I got rid of it. Okay, all the way out and all the way in. Okay, bottom left is good. Upper left lung area, bad. It's not large enough. So I'm just going to gray it out. And then let me look at the right lung. Could you do one more time for the right lung? Upper right lung, good. Bottom right, not, it's too small, too shallow. So, by the way, I use what they call remote viewing to see inside. And even the government uses remote viewing for different things. And I've used it for many things, even for that scenario, but I don't do that now. So I'm doing just this. So lungs. So I just marked it on here where the bad part is, and we'll shallow, smaller than usual, smaller than necessary. If you cannot read my information, later we can discuss it. Okay, so,
Okay.
and I drew a picture and darkened out the areas that I'm talking about there. Gastrointestinal, I saw something specific. I didn't write it down. I just put GI. I see a lot of bloating in the gastrointestinal area, and I don't mean the abdomen. I mean in the intestines, small intestines, large intestines, the colon. The thing is I need to look further into that. Maybe we'll skip that for now. We can do that later. I want to go on to what else I found. So, arthritis I'm seeing in certain joints, in sporadic areas throughout your body. Your iodine levels, by the way, are way too low. You need to increase your iodine. That's going to be something I'll put on the resolutions. So I do resolutions, and I'll just put iodine. And then I'm seeing areas, your wrists, your ankles, your feet, swelling. But in your feet, I'm noticing a lot of bluing, and that coincides with the low oxygen levels. In your, I'm seeing low oxygen levels in your face. I'm also seeing perhaps anemia. I do see a lot of swelling in your joints, your ankles and your wrists. And are you getting any pain?
No, because
No.
I'm on medication for that.
Okay, so you do take pain pills, though, so it's hard to say and judge that for that reason.
Right. I take an
Well, I'm
NSAID.
glad it helps. Very glad it helps. A lot of people can't find a good painkiller that they'll prescribe them that will help. So this is a good thing. But a lot of interesting situations with your skeletal and tissue in those areas. Swollen lymph nodes I'm seeing on your left side of your chest in here. These are all swollen. Upper left, let's see if we can get that. Upper left in these areas right in here. See if that helps. Going up into the neck area and here. Little concern there because it triggers some other questions that I would have. But I'm seeing this anemia, but I'm also seeing other things in your blood. I am seeing a pathogen. So that in a normal session, I would take like 5 minutes out and actually go through that, figure out what this pathogen is. Is it cancerous? Is it not cancerous? Is it just something that's hidden in the tissue? I think it's more than just a pathogen. Okay. It's like I'm intuitively hearing these messages coming through that are telling me it's more than that. So I just don't want to spend all the time on that. Let's go through other stuff just so we get this other things done. I see things, hips, lower back. I'm seeing other things that, did we get one of your back?
Yeah.
I don't know. We did. Okay, it's got to be the other side. There we go. Yes, definitely hip situation. I'll just put an arch there and I'll put hips, lower back. Yeah, there's actually, how you have those natural curves in your back that you should have. I'm seeing an actual cocking like of the vertebrae in your lower back. The L1, L2, the base of the thoracic spine. I'll just put a big black X on it because that there is and zigzag because that there, it's surprising if you don't have pain there. I would be very surprised. So
Nope.
we'll just leave that. Other areas, a lot of tension. Let's see if we can find that on a different one as well. You actually stand fairly straight with, everything I'm seeing you. Yeah, I'm really impressed. Maybe you should write down what you do for other people because that could be a big help. You keep your body centered over the central section of your body and forward and back and left and right. And that's going to help.
Trust me, I work on it.
It's working because that's going to help you live longer. That's going to help you of course, if everything else aligns, it's going to help you live longer, and it's going to help you be in less pain overall. And I'm glad to see that. I don't usually see that. I usually see people who are like this over their bodies, and they're just not quite knowing where to put their body weight, and it's just not good. So, but because of the back, though, you are keeping the arch in your back, which is good. I'm glad to see that. That section, though, above your hips, there's a lot of added weight there. And that there is putting pressure on everything. It's also throwing your weight from the front to the back off a little. But, a lot of things do that. Even if you have, not just you, but everybody, anyone out there, if they have extra weight in the front or the back, it can pull them, because gravity, it's like balancing with gravity. So we could always talk about that as well. But we could talk about that when we're finished. So hip joints, I'm not seeing things completely normal in those areas. So I'm just going to put circles. I can't tell on your knees right now. It's kind of at the bottom of the picture, but maybe if I go to the back of the photograph. Yeah. So, and just so the audience knows, the pictures were kind of cut off at the knees, so I can't really do the knees too easily there, but that's fine. We're doing quite a bit here already. Thyroid, you need to get that up. I put that on the reconciliation. So with the back, it sounds like you are up with spine. Sounds like you're already doing things, and I'll just put a happy face because you seem to know what you're doing with the adjustment of front, back, left, right, and trying to walk straight, and you're amazing with that. I tell you, you're probably the first patient in over a year that I've seen that is trying to keep that balance in your
knee replacement helps. I've had both my knees replaced. So
yeah,
with each one, I learned how to walk and carry myself in a different way. So,
well, it really helps. Well, maybe it doesn't matter if I can't really see your knees in these photographs, but at the same time,
they're both they're both titanium. So
yeah, and they're cut off, and you already know what you went through with your knees. You don't need somebody else like me telling you hey, you got knee replacements. Okay, so what does this tell me? It doesn't. It's just it. So, spine. I do think that there's something we can do with your spine. I'm going to do a few little things, then we'll continue on. Your spine itself. So there's a type of exercise. You see them laying on their back with their arms straight out, and then they take their knees up and they put their knees to the left and push their opposite shoulder down. And then they take their knees to the right. But I think that would be a little too difficult. I think you're better to lay on your side to start, and then take your shoulder and pull it over like that. Mm-hmm. And that's going to do the same thing to your spine. Keep your knees to the side, but pull your shoulder over, and then roll to the other side, and then with your knees up, and then take your shoulder and put it flat to the bed. It does the same thing, and it's just so much easier. So I think you need to do that. Spine, side to side exercises. Blood. Let's just go ramble through this because we have a lot to do. Blood, I'm seeing anemia. I'm also seeing a pathogen in there. I don't like that pathogen. It's also swelling up your lymph nodes. I don't think it's a normal pathogen. I think it's something out of the box. It's not something on the everyday type of thing. However, let's increase your immunity. And let me go to where I can help you with that. You definitely need to increase your immunity. So, some of these things, people need to remember that our minds are not just thoughts, they're biochemicals. It's a reaction. So we think literally shapes of internal chemistry, chronic stress, and things outside in our world, increase cortisol, inflammatory signals. I'm seeing that in Lana here, over time, it can lead to organ fatigue. And that means the organs are actually starting to take a beating. They're starting to get a little bit worse, like every year. And this is what makes us grow older slowly as time moves on. And it can be faster in some people as well. But the mental and emotional load can create energetic imprints, per se, and patterns that train your organs to stay in survival mode. And then there's more cortisol. Although Lana seems very relaxed here, and I'm very grateful, because maybe the cortisol isn't out pumping as much as it would, say, somebody in their 40s or something. That's so much different. The fight or flight is much greater at the younger ages normally. When you notice your breath shorten, though, and your shoulders tighten and stuff, you need to pause and realize that your body is translating that into tension, which can also release more cortisol. So what we're going to do is I'm going to find something else that I can help you with. You need to, for the anemia, the blood, you have to increase your immunity and anemia. Are you a vegetarian? I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so.
No, but
So
I
red
do see
meat.
a hematologist, and I did have iron infusions, and I do take a monthly B12 injection because it stays
Excellent.
low.
Yes. So that makes perfect sense to you. Mind you, I haven't spoken to Lana about any of this before, but I
No,
do
you
think,
forbid me to talk about myself.
yes, I did. I don't want to, because I don't want my ego involved. I want to do this off the
Sure.
hip. So I see the anemia, red meat, organ meat. So liver, heart, it's so cheap. Liver's cheap, organs,
Exactly.
meat is all cheap. But that's what's going to increase her red count faster than usual. And obviously she knows that she has this problem, because she's just saying that, she sees a doctor regularly for it. Iodine, though, you need to get your iodine up, and I'll put
Okay.
here. So you want an iodine potassium pill. And I have a specific one I take, I can recommend to you, and I will send you a picture of it. Okay, and then arthritic joints, I talk so much about red light laser and things like that. So I'm going to put down here arthritis and red light, and I'll make sure it's all written down. This is just a reminder to keep writing. So yeah, we have a lot of things to talk about. So what we're going to do is every so often we got to take a commercial break. So
Sure.
stay right back. Stay right there. We'll be right back. When we come back, we are going to discuss different things that we can do for Lana and what she can do for herself. So this is it's medical items as well as holistic items. So I'm an certified epidemiologist with Johns Hopkins, and I'm an herbologist, and I have so many certifications in holistic healing and everything. But that's, I can try to put things together for our patient Lana here today. And if you're listening and you need this information, please, by all means, pass it on. Stay right there. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Master of words, powerful player. What life-changing words can Dr. Janet Smith Warfield pull out of her magical toolbox that just might mysteriously open a door you never knew was there? A door to free yourself from fear forever. Transform your rage into right action. Release your guilt. Position you into a life of freedom, purpose, passion, power, and peace. All quite suddenly, unexpectedly, and almost miraculously, with no effort on your part. Join Dr. Janet on Dancing with Words, Dancing with Wisdom, as she and her guests show you how words map our experiences, immersing you in a sound bath that relaxes your muscles, opens your mind, and supports you in co-creating your extraordinary life. author, radio show host, and coach, John M. Hawkins, reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness, Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals.
Welcome back. Healing begins when we stop separating the physical from the emotional. So let's explore how Lana's story shows that unity in motion and what it teaches us about true balance. So we're going to discuss some corrective pathways of integrative healing. And when I say integrative, I mean, you can't do without Western medicine. You cannot do without holistic medicine. You have to bridge the two together and do many things. And you cannot heal the body without healing your emotions and your spirit. I mean, this is all, everything is one. So what we need to do is look at it as one. Correction doesn't mean suppression. True correction is restoration, restoring flow, alignment, and inner communication. And for Lana, our approach will be blend. So here we go, Lana. We're going to talk some medical interventions. What do we mean by that? We mean things to stabilize the organ function. Nutritional and herbal remedies to support detoxing and regeneration, energy balancing, and breath work to recalibrate the nervous system, and cognitive reframing and emotional release to end the cycle of self-sabotaging thoughts. I once had a patient, and she was not Lana, somebody else. I once had a patient, and she kept getting so sick and ending up in the hospital and over. And they didn't realize that it was all started with the emotions, with her thoughts. I mean, she was causing so many problems inside of her just with her thoughts. So cognitive reframing and emotional release, it can help end that cycle in those self-sabotaging thoughts. Spiritual alignment practices such as forgiveness or meditation and grounding rituals to restore peace in the soul. The restoration is very important. So specific examples, I'm seeing like her liver is slowly degrading, and everybody's is pretty much, unless you're really into health and everything. So liver support, NAC, it's N-acetylcysteine or alpha lipoic acid. I get mine in sardines. I mean, it has it. I eat them. It's great. As antioxidants to reduce oxidative stress, improve hepatic detoxification pathways. Cardiac stability, medically, there's beta blockers or ACE inhibitors to regulate blood pressure and oxygen delivery. An echocardiogram to monitor for structural integrity is also something that I'm sure she's already had that, right?
Just had one 2 weeks ago.
There you go. So she's right on top of everything, and this is fantastic. And she knows that you need the medicine as well as other types of healing. Adrenal regulation. Now, this is more for somebody who's like 40, 50 years old. Cortisol and DHA lab testing to assess the function and guided weaning of chronic stimulant or steroidal use. I do take DHEA. I take 25 milligrams a day, and I can tell when it starts getting low, and I can tell when it starts getting too high because I've taken it now for quite some years, and it really helps. It's amazing. It helps to keep me healthy. Gut integrity, implementation of the 4R protocol. And you may say, well, what is the 4R protocol? It means reduce, remove, replace, and repair. So to restore microbiome and digestive function. So, sometimes you want to remove things from your diet, and you want to replace things from your diet to healthier things. And, there's just things that you can do for your gut. But holistic complement is acupuncture or auricular therapy to regulate autonomic nervous system, to tone and improve organ qi flow. We get into Chinese medicine a lot here, and that qi flowing up and down and through your chakras. If you don't have a good flow from, say, your chakras from the low here and coming up through the heart and up and through the crown chakra, if the flow is no good, something isn't right. So I always do a chakra clearing. I'll lay there in bed and just kind of breathe, relax, and I'll envision the light coming in, coming out the third eye, going back in and out. And then I'll do it out the voice chakra. And then I'll go out and I go work my way down the heart chakra and so forth and so on. And every now and then I get a little resistance there. I'm like, oh, son of a gun. So like if I get something resistance around my liver area, I'll take some milk thistle that day. And it really helps to keep you healthy. Infrared sauna or hydrotherapy. My gosh, that's what I'm doing next year. I'm putting in my new jacuzzi, and I have to have hydrotherapy. It really helps with balance of mind, body, spirit for me. So infrared saunas, they have them at health clubs. I'm just going to do it here at home. So nutritional herbal remedies. Do you do any nutritional herbal type remedies, Lana?
I do take a prescription form of D2, and I do take a multiple vitamin.
Wonderful. Which multiple?
I don't know. It's
Don't worry
just
about it.
one that has everything in it minus the iron, because I obviously don't need that because I get the
shot?
iron, had the iron infusion and the
Infusion. Okay.
B12. Yes.
That's what's so nice about our medical community right now. They're starting to integrate infusions of supplements. Like they have vitamin B infusions and iron infusions. And then if you're exhausted, they can put something together for you and get an infusion. I used to have to go down to Mexico for something like that. Now they're doing it here. And I'm
Sure.
like, yay, this is great.
Plus there's transdermal patches you can do for the B's and potassium and those kind of things. I don't know how effective they are, but
yeah, that's true. It's hard to know what the uptake is. I guess you could look at the clinical studies on it and check it. I have not used any of those type of things on any of the patients I deal with. I try to help them out in other ways, but I guess that's an option. Another beautiful option there. Who knows? Maybe it would work for them. So there's scientific examples such as broccoli, kale, cabbage. It activates phase 2 liver enzymes, the glutathione S transferase. Hydration and electrolyte balance, aid renal clearance and cellular detox. Something so simple that scientifically, if you basically do it in your everyday life, it actually can help your internal organs. So omega-3 fatty acids, that decreases systemic inflammation and improves membrane fluidity. So that helps too. It's like oiling in all your internal parts. I don't know. So there's herbal things too, like liver and gallbladder, milk thistle. Remember I said milk thistle? It is fantastic. Dandelion root is too. However, dandelion root also works for the kidneys because it is a diuretic. So if you take dandelion root, please remember all things have a negative effect as well as a positive effect. Everything, even echinacea can cause liver disorders. Dandelion root can cause dehydration, and your internal organs can have problems, and maybe your blood, it's possible your blood could get too thick and cause blood clots. So
should you be
you really
doing
got to
that
watch.
should you be doing that with a hypothyroid?
With hypothyroid medication?
No, not the medicate, because I do have an underactive
Okay.
thyroid. Are those supplements complementary with an underactive thyroid?
Um, I would not take dandelion root with hypothyroidism
Okay.
because it's a diuretic. I would stay away from diuretics per se, unless you have extreme swelling that you need to get rid of on your legs,
Nope,
ankles,
I do not.
feet. So yeah,
Nope.
so not for you. It's good for your liver. It's a hepatoprotective element. It helps with bile flow. It's a stimulant for the bile flow. So milk thistle, that is. But dandelion, it does help a little with that, but it also is very much so a diuretic. So it's a
I don't
replacement
need
for
that.
a diuretic. So kidneys,
Right.
though, nettle leaf, corn silk, also diuretics, but it's mineral restorative. So you may get some benefits out of that because it's a restorative, but you got to keep in mind some herbal medicines are diuretics. Now you have your lymph nodes and your skin, and this is something because your lymph nodes are a little swollen. I looked for blood purifiers and skin detoxing, but the blood purifiers are burdock root and red clover. And I know burdock root is amazing. I actually grow burdock here, and unfortunately, they have those thistles, but they work, and that's what we look for. Gut, slippery elm, aloe vera, for mucosal soothing and anti-inflammatory as well. And I looked for anti-inflammatories. That's why a lot of these also apply to inflammation. So there's a lot of energy balancing, breath work, recalibration of the nervous system. That also is something that needs to be discussed. And I'm going to just rattle through this because I know we're getting close to a commercial break. Heart rate variability training, biofeedback, in other words, to improve your vagal tone and parasympathetic dominance. I think, Lana, this would be something good for you, and that's something we can talk about after we're finished. Uh, and then there's also alternative nostril breathing. It's shown in studies to lower cortisol and stabilize heart rate. That cortisol thing, that's like one of my problems. So I do things to lower cortisol, but I don't think it's predominant in you, but maybe for our viewers. Coherent breathing, 5.5 seconds of inhaling and 5.5 seconds of exhaling can help with cardiac rhythm and oxygenation of the tissue in your body. So not just oxygen uptake into the circulation, but with the tissue itself. So that would be something that I would recommend. And then there's also holistic applications, Reiki, pranic healing, Qigong, Tai Chi, sound therapy. This is something I thought we would interesting. The frequency of 528 hertz is or you listening to Tibetan singing bowls, it introduces the theta state of relaxation. So I think that's important for all of us for many stress-related situations. There's cognitive reframing, emotional release, and to end any self-sabotaging thoughts for some of those viewers because we mentioned it. I wanted to just say cognitive behavioral therapy, eye movement, desensitization, and reprocessing. These are all different things that you could do. Holistic practices, somatic release work, expressive arts journaling, affirmative loops that shift inner dialogue. I am safe in my body. My organs respond to peace. Those type of things.
Mhm.
Spiritual realignment. So, we have many things that we can look forward to. There's also a whole level of chakra information that I can give you when we come back. Remember, healing's not about perfection, it's about harmony. Before we close today, take this moment to breathe in peace and exhale everything that no longer serves you. We'll finish our journey after the break. Be right back.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of The Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on The Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Master of words, powerful player. What life-changing words can Dr. Janet Smith Warfield pull out of her magical toolbox that just might mysteriously open a door you never knew was there? A door to free yourself from fear forever. Transform your rage into right action. Release your guilt. Position you into a life of freedom, purpose, passion, power, and peace. All quite suddenly, unexpectedly, and almost miraculously, with no effort on your part. Join Dr. Janet on Dancing with Words, Dancing with Wisdom, as she and her guests show you how words map our experiences, immersing you in a sound bath that relaxes your muscles, opens your mind, and supports you in co-creating your extraordinary life.
Welcome back to our final segment. Let's bring together everything we've uncovered, how the mind, body, and spirit can align again, and how you too can begin listening to your own inner symphony. You know, before the break, I just wanted to go over this one area here about specific organs, like the liver. It holds anger, frustration, so a lot of people like to use dandelion root, like I was saying, but I like milk thistle better. Heart, it reflects grief, loss, and love. So hawthorn berry, compassion, meditation, options. Gut, it holds the fear and control issues. There we can talk probiotic, abdominal breathing pulling from the abdomen. Kidneys is a reflection of anxiety and depletion. So warmth therapy, chanting, or sound healing, relaxation things. It's really, really a good thing. Lungs, lungs are a sign of sadness and needing to let go. So deep breathing, eucalyptus steam, wonderful, wonderful. Lana, I noticed that your lungs are shallow. What were the two areas? It was the bottom right lung of your lung, and the left lung was the top. And that may be something. Have you done anything like that before?
No,
No.
but my
Okay.
oxygen, my oxygen saturation stays well within the normal range at all
Okay. I
times.
hope it
I
stays
wear a ring.
94 and higher.
It's
Yeah.
like 96 to 98. I wear an aura ring.
Okay. Wow,
And
that's fantastic.
it keeps track of it awake or asleep, so it
Good.
never drops. So
Good. And you're conscious about it too. So I like
well,
that.
you have. I'm my own best advocate. So
Yeah, but a lot of people they don't do those things. And it's so good to know that you are aware and you're taking those steps, and that's what's going to help you stay balanced. So Lana's journey reminds me that healing isn't linear, it's layered. The body reflects the mind's stories, and the mind echoes the soul's whisper.
for sure.
When we listen to all three, we create harmony. So as we move through your own healing, ask, what is my body trying to say that my mind refuses to hear? Sometimes you don't want to hear it. Do I have fear? Maybe I just don't want to face it. But remember, every ache, every time you're fatigued, every organ imbalance is a call back to consciousness. So, Lana, do you have any questions about your reading itself? That's this messy.
No, not really. Like I said,
Yeah.
some of the things pertain to me a year or so ago, but they don't now. The anemia
Okay.
was an issue, which is interesting that you saw it.
Mhm.
But
I'm seeing a
and
residue.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. There's evidence that you see that isn't presently there, but it evidently was a year or so ago.
Yeah.
Um,
I would say chakra breathing techniques to try and clear out the past so you can move forward into a healthier
well,
being.
obviously I have grief in my life. So, I mean, that some days it's okay and some days it sucks from the time I wake up till the time I go back to bed, you know. Um,
Right.
you're not supposed to lose your spouse in a matter of an hour. And when it happens, it never goes away. You're never the same. You're just a new version of what you were yesterday. So,
No, I totally understand that. Um, it's just unfortunately what you are dealing with, which is pretty drastic. Um, so today you've seen a mini medical intuitive reading on Lana. Thank you, Lana, for being here with us. Any further questions?
not that I can think of, no.
Okay, and what I'll do is call you. We can talk, and then maybe through the discussion, things will pop up that you'll want to ask. I'll send you the copy of the document so that at least you'll
Okay.
have that to go by when you go to ask questions. And
Sure.
we are inviting a few open-hearted individuals to receive on-air guidance, holistic insight, and spiritual healing free of charge here. My normal rates are quite high, and when I do it here, it's for free because I do appreciate
Okay.
you. And Lana, I definitely appreciate you being here. If you'd like that flash mini reading on the show, please send me a message through the comments or text 715-892-7500 with a few photos. I will tell you what photos once you text. And if you like a full reading, you can contact me, Dr. Gloria C. Warren, at 715-892-7500. Remember, text is best. I love text, you know.
Yeah, how
Next
did we
life.
live before we had it?
I know. Well, I can live without any, even electricity. I can live without anything. I'm a survivalist, but it's not where my heart is. To have everything, I feel grateful for everything I have, and if I don't have it,
Absolutely.
that's fine. Yeah. So, Life Connect Retreat first. We actually switched it to the second week in December. Scientific research and holistic approaches to all the products and everything you can have do for youth regeneration. So that's down in Mexico. Once again, 715-892-7500. May you learn to listen to the symphony within and let it lead you back to wholeness. Until next time, God bless all of you. God bless you, Lana, for being here. And there, for the grace of God, go I. See you next
Thank
time.
you. Thank you for the information.
This has been Medical Intuitive Insights with host Dr. Gloria Warren. Tune in each week as Gloria shares over 40 years of experience and yearns to provide knowledge derived from intuition and research. Wednesdays, 2 p.m. Eastern.